go, 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 go.
Hey everybody, it's Rob Zassos. If you're watching this video, that means you're subscribing to, liked, whatever, the Facebook page Orlando Realtor Select. And if you did, thank you so much for doing that. This page is not designed to recruit you. This is not designed to promote some e-booklet I'm marketing or anything else like that. This is solely an accountability page. So if an accountability page for anybody else but me, that's great. But at the very least, this is an accountability page for me by showing you what I do and how I'm doing it in real time. Okay? I'm not showing you all these great and wonderful things that I've done in the past and how successful I've become. This is something where I've booted and rebooted my business, and this is our upcoming marketing plan going forward. I tried to sharing these ideas and things like that on various mastermind groups and things like that that are on Facebook, when actually all that they turned out to be were just recruiting sites or marketing sites for other products or other realtors or brokers services. I have none of that here. There's nothing here but transparency and accountability. So I encourage you, if you like what I'm doing here, please comment on it. Please share your ideas, pros and cons, things like that, or even put your own accountability out here. I think accountability is a great thing. I don't think there's a silver bullet out there that's going to be the be-all, end-all of anything. But I think the more knowledge you share, the more you gain, the more powerful we all become, the more powerful this industry and our skill set and trade becomes. So with that said, first thing I'm starting with is my marketing plan that I wrote up. And the part of the marketing, it's not a marketing plan per se, this is my marketing inventory. Okay, so what I needed to do was, okay, I've got all these things going on, and when I've had agents in the past, they like to do a lot of things, but they fall short in tracking it or being consistent with the message or being consistent with the follow-up or consistent with the delivery. Okay, with marketing, everything is the message and the consistency and delivery and finding that target market that is going to hit the biggest for it. All right. So I own two brokerages. I have Simplicity, a real estate brokerage company, which is essentially residential and commercial. And I have JBR Property Management Group, where we solely focus on property management. So with Simplicity first, as you can see, Real Geeks is my website. Okay, so Real Geeks, that's the bread and butter there. It's my CRM. It has my landing pages on it as well. I can create as many landing pages as I want. It has the home valuation calculator, which is a great tool, and market reports, which is a great tool. All of these tools I've underused in the past. I've literally had this site for 4 years and have underutilized these sites for various, or these tools for various reasons, and now I'm focusing on that. So I'm taking an inventory of what's available on my website. And Happy Grasshopper, that's the email software that I use, the marketing blast software that I use, where I can create campaigns. I can use generic campaigns. I can create email blasts however I want, and I can plug it all into that. That connects to my Real Geeks. Okay, so when a lead comes in and creates, enters their information and creates an actual lead capture, they actually go into Happy Grasshopper as well, which throws them into a drip campaign. I also use it for blasts for things like Topic Tuesday and things like that. Now I'm just going to go through this list on this video segment, and then I'm going to break all of these down as we go forward, and I'm also going to show you my marketing plan. So stopping right there for a moment, I'm one of those people that gets really fidgety if I don't have business in the pipeline. And typically at the end of the year, not always, but typically things slow down at the end of the year. And usually that's the time that people want to stop working or stop taking off. Okay, it's been my experience that when the pipeline is low, that's where you need to be working the hardest, because the work isn't in the closings, that's the result. The work is before the closings. The work is generating the leads, generating the showings, generating the listings that get you those closings, okay? So when that pipeline's empty, I get really nervous. Yes, it's the holidays, but what a better time when things slow down to start speeding up in terms of ramping up what your plan's going to be like for the upcoming year. So I'm going to do my marketing plan. And I'm also going to do my business goals. I'm going to reverse engineer my business goals, meaning, okay, this is what I want to attain by the end of the year. And then I'm going to mathematically break those goals down because they're going to be financial or number based. Okay, so I'm going to take what my stretch goal is, my stretch goal being it's going to be tough, but I can do it. And I'm going to have my basic goal as well. I'll just call it a basic goal. But and that's what I better hit. But I'm going to break that down per quarter, per month, per week, per day in terms of the activities that I got to do. So that'll be coming up in the future episodes as well. But back to this, okay? So Happy Grasshopper, that's my email campaigns. OpCity, that is my lead generator that I co-op. That's also a co-op as well, meaning that OpCity actually just got bought by Realtor.com. But essentially what OpCity was doing was purchasing Zillow leads, having their own operators answer the calls, qualify the leads, and then forward them to you. They have an app and a web-based product as well, where you get text leads and email leads and things like that. And then you claim the lead, or it's a first come, first served basis, and based on their algorithm in terms of how many leads you answer, how successful your closings are, the higher up the food chain you go in terms of how quickly you get leads sent to you and what value those leads are versus other people. Okay. Now the cost of that up front is free, which is I like because I don't pay anything. The back end of that is it's like 30%. If you close on 150,000 or less, it's a 30% cut to OpCity. If it's 151 or more, it is a 35% cut. Again, when I focus on volume and things like that, the first and primary thing I focus on for the year is the number of transactions I'm doing, not the volume of money per transaction I'm doing. That will come as long as I'm getting those transactions done, because each transaction is unique, but I'll get back into that at a later time. I also am trying upnest.com. These are all free sites too. Upnest.com is another web-based thing. I saw it on the Today Show. It's just another web-based lead generator. There's no cost to it. So again, just taking the time to set up your profile, which is pretty easy to do. I thought it had an app with it, but it doesn't. I think it would be a more powerful product when it does have an app. But hey, give it a shot. I mean, if it's free, it's for me. That's one of my old employees used to say. I love you, Maureen. But why not set it up? Why not do it? The lead log goes into the CRM part of it. I can't stress enough, and again, all things that I have failed to do to the best of my ability in the past, which I'm doing now. So I can't stress enough, this is real-time stuff that I'm showing you, and I'm going to see and project my results in the upcoming year to see how these things that I'm doing actually work. But your lead log, garbage in, garbage out. Okay, if you don't keep your lead log pristine, that is your main source of revenue. Okay, that is your moneymaker, is your lead log. If you're just letting any type of data enter in there, if you're making calls and not entering that data in your lead log, if you're not updating the lead log, if you're not putting in birthdays, everything else in your lead log in a way that you can understand it when you read it later. And oh, here's a little FYI side note. Don't have the conversation with a contact and then think you're going to put in your notes 2 days later, because you're never going to remember what you talked about. You need to be entering in real time the notes that you're putting in as you're having a conversation with the lead, okay? But your lead log is huge for marketing. That's your main source of revenue is going to be coming from that. And if it's not, it should eventually at some point. Social media. I do Twitter, Tumblr, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, of course, YouTube as well. Am I on these social media events all the time? No, but I post to all of these. I mean, some of them you get and they're your thing. Some of them they're not, but that doesn't mean that you don't market to those. Also LinkedIn as well. I mentioned that. So I'm on those. I have a presence on those. Number one. Number two, my presence on those are similar. So my presence on Twitter looks like my presence on Tumblr, looks like my presence on LinkedIn and Instagram, and there's a connection with the names and everything else. Why? Because it's that much easier to find them if someone else saw you on Twitter, but they want to see if you're on Instagram as well, or they want to see you on LinkedIn. Instant recognition when they do a search. Oh yeah, there he is. Okay, so those are all things I use as well. Househunt.com, that's my big spend. Okay, so we're going to see how that works in the next 90 days. What I wanted to do with simplicity is purchase multiple domain names, create landing pages for each domain name with a search and lead capture, and break out those lead pages. What househunt.com does is they do that for me. They write all the copy, or they help me write the copy for each landing page, community specific, city specific, however you want to do it. And then for a fee as well, they also do the Google Ads pay-per-click for you too, to capture leads to it. And then I get text and emails on all the leads that I've captured. Now they have different spends on this. You can just sign up for the general spend, which is like $100 and something bucks a month, or you can get exclusive areas for househunt.com, where you are the only agent or the only broker in that specific area. And the best part about Househunt that I like is that they map it out so they can outline it. You're not just purchasing a zip code, because part of the zip code can be in an area that you want to focus on, part of the zip code not, and you can get a bunch of garbage that you're paying for through your Google Ads and burning through your spend. So they actually outlined the area that I wanted. And if you can see, if you can read, you know the area I want, and that's Winter Park. And competition's a good thing. I don't care if you're looking at Winter Park 2, whatever. There's an old story behind that. I'll tell it to you one day, or an old analogy, whatever you want to call it, about worrying about competition. Maybe I'll share that with you one day. But anyways, GoDaddy.com, that's where I get my domain names for my landing pages, for my website and everything else. You can go through whoever you want for that, but that's who I go through. It's just easier for me. Google AdWords is my individual spend, pay-per-click. In this case, with simplicity, I'm going to just funnel that spend into househunt.com. So that's kind of a moot point there for me. Facebook, I have community pages for those communities that I want to focus on. I do ad campaigns through there, through the business Facebook page. That's where I have everything done. You can do quick boosts on posts if you want. If you just want to make a post and gives you that opportunity to boost, you can do that too. But I get more specific into my ad campaigns and things like that. Recently, since they've changed their algorithms and everything else, pretty much the way I was doing advertising on Facebook went down the crapper. Before I actually saw any production out of it. So I'm not really seeing any production out of my Facebook ads, and I might just scrap it for the time being until I have time to research it a little bit more to see how Facebook is trending now and things like that. It's always good to have a friend. You don't have to know all this stuff. It's just good to have friends in these areas that you can ask the questions to, okay? So if I'm speaking on things that you don't understand, hey, feel free to comment on this and ask the question, and I'm happy to help, okay? Sharing is caring. What else? YouTube. So YouTube, video links and subscription. YouTube's where I'm really focusing my social media on and really pushing people subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you don't know already, video versus static. Okay, static is just an image ad or a text ad versus a video. It's not even close. Video is king. So if you're not doing video, you need to do video. If you're scared to do video, guess what? No one sees the video till you post it. Do the videos as much as you want till you feel like you got it right. Or even if you don't feel like you got it right, just push it out there. People want content. Make the content informative, educational. If you want a good read on what I'm talking about, look up Gary Vaynerchuk in Crushing It and read that, okay? Or follow his podcast. Also, you can follow if you don't mind cuss words, the MFCEO on iTunes as well. That's a great podcast. But Gary Vaynerchuk, follow him and he'll tell you what I'm talking about, okay? But video is king. Video, consistency of message, repetition of message, those are the things. So when I say video is king, as an example, we did a static ad, a Google ad, and it got 120 clicks, okay? And we also did a video ad with half the spend, same time frame, same target audience, and the video got 1,200 views. So 1,200 views for less than 200 clicks, it's not even close, okay? List reports. List reports is a co-op I do with my preferred lender. Sorry if I keep saying so much, but if you have a lender, ask them about list reports. It's amazing. I mean, the premium package for that I have 2 different lenders that I can go to that both pay it. And trust me, there's a lender out there that that'll pay for that or is doing that. It's amazing. The marketing and the quick point-and-click marketing that you can do, creating flyers, creating informative pieces, creating name writers, text message writers, all of that, it's awesome. So, and it's free. And again, if it's free, it's for me. So definitely look into that. List reports, look it up. I love that thing. Hub list, that's another free item that you can do. If you're not doing hub lists, look that up as well. It's a listing syndication, so when you have listings, once you set it all up, it'll blast it out to 70 different sites automatically for you, and it sends you a monthly, I believe, maybe weekly report on where your listing syndication went, where it was viewed and things like that. So look up hub lists, that's free. Olark, that is web chat. So that's getting a little bit more technical. But if you want to look up Olark, you can. That's for your website. When you go to a website and a little chat box pops up and you can just type in it and chat to somebody live, or somebody live starts chatting with you. That's what Olark is. The cool thing about that is it can connect to another app that you can put on your smartphone called Trillium. And Trillium allows Olark to go in between your website communication and connect to your smartphone, and you can get notifications right on your phone. So wherever you're at, you can get notifications when someone's asking questions on your website, and you can respond to them right there. And then Olark will send you a transcript of the communication once it's ended. So you'll have captured all that information. I haven't tried it yet. I'm doing the basic right now just to see what it's all about. But you can upgrade on Olark, and Olark will capture all the social media information of that person that you're speaking with, as well as any other information that it can get, such as email address or anything else like that. So that's pretty cool. So, because sometimes when you're talking to somebody, you might forget to ask them certain questions, or you lose a connection before you could ask, and you don't have that way to get back with them. So that's what I'm doing on the simplicity side. Okay. Real quick rundown on the JBR side is Squarespace is what I'm using for the website there. You'll see how that works. Buildium is our CRM back office operation. JBR is a small property management group right now. We have very ambitious goals. Right now we have less than 10 properties. By the end of next year we want to have more than 20 properties. But Appfolio seems to be the big kid on the block, but Appfolio won't even talk to you unless you have 50 or more properties. So Buildium's the back office. Do all, end all, does operations, accounting, and syndication of our properties. Leadpages.com is the landing pages that we use for that. It is essentially the same as househunt.com, but doing property management, that is not what househunt.com does. They do residential, they do resale, not property management. So leadpages.com is who we use for that. We create our own landing pages. I also go through Upwork. If you're looking for independent vendors to create, contractors to create commercials for you, to edit video, to do your accounting, to do anything you can think of. There's people on Upwork all over the world that will do it for a ridiculous amount of money that's very cost effective for you. So I had a lead just pop up using my website. But so leadpages.com, we have someone that we got from Upwork that's handling all that for you. Some other ancillary things that I'm doing is Filter Easy. That is actually air filters for HVAC units that they deliver to each one of my properties every 30 days, so you don't have to worry about the tenant remembering to go buy a filter and replace it. It's time-stamped there. But that goes into property management, so I'll go away from that. I use GoDaddy for the domain names. We do Google pay-per-click as well, Facebook campaigns and boosts, and Happy Grasshopper. The things in red at the bottom there, those are promotions that I'm doing for YouTube. So I do Topic Tuesday. Every Tuesday I do a video of a real estate related topic, either myself or a vendor who has some type of relation in the real estate business. You can check out my YouTube channel, Simplicity Real Estate, and check out exactly what I'm talking about. Or actually, I post them on this site as well. So Orlando Realtor Select, just scroll down and you should see some Topic Tuesdays. Also, Simply Sasso's Real Estate 101 is my podcast. I'm just starting that up now. And right now I'm just doing that on a monthly basis. Hopefully, as things go and progress, I can pick up in terms of getting talent and things like that to assist me and start putting out more product. But that's essentially in a alpha test almost. I wouldn't even call it a beta test where we're doing that. I think I also have that posted here, but you can also see that on my YouTube channel as well, or simplicityre.com is my website. Take 5 is another video show that I'll be doing as well. Actually, I just finished filming the first one. That should be out by the end of this month. And then the other one, Beauty and the Broker, is a concept that'll be coming up next year that I'm really excited about. So that's everything that I'm doing. Now keep in mind, that's in addition to we're going to do some door knocking and basic things like that as well, because old school is still cool, man. So I recommend keep doing those things, or start doing them if you're not doing them. But that's my marketing that I have laid out. And then in the upcoming recordings, I'm going to be breaking down my marketing plan and how these pieces over here fit into that plan, and then how we'll be tracking those. Because it's one thing to do these things, it's also very important to track your spend and track your data and all your analytics for this. So that's mission critical as well, because if you don't, you're just throwing money. Good money after bad is essentially what you're doing. You're throwing it down a black hole. So keep that in mind. But that's what I got now. That's what I'm doing. Let me know what you think. If you'd like to comment on it, good or bad, that's totally fine with me. Again, this is my accountability page. I hope you can make it yours too. I'd be happy to comment on or assist you in any way that I can as well. All right, thanks so much, and we'll see you next episode.